What's going on, guys? This is Damien from the Lookout and welcome to our How to Play Doflamingo guide. We just started covering One Piece. We usually cover Dragon Ball on this channel, so if you just discovered us through One Piece, hi there. We do Dragon Ball and One Piece guides on how to play decks, super in-depth guides but very easy to understand. So if this is the type of content that you enjoy, hit that like and subscribe button. We are on our way to 3,000 subs and I know half of you aren't subscribed. So it would be awesome if you helped us reach our goal. Now, roll the video.
Card Market is Europe's largest platform for all TCGs. Always find the right cards by buying and selling them across Europe with other players and collectors. Be it singles, boosters, booster boxes, or any other accessories, you name it. Card Market is the place to get them safely, securely, and readily available.
As with all of our videos, let's start with a breakdown. So, we'll be going over a brief leader summary. Doflamingo is a very fun deck. It is top deck manipulation and cheating cards in. Super fun. We'll talk about various interactions, lines of play, and then finally a summary of my thoughts and conclusions. Let's go! Let's start with the leader. This is Doflamingo. As you can see, I have circled some of the more important parts of the card. He has 5k power, 5k attack, whatever you want to call it. You have 5 lives. You can see it here at the bottom of the card. His tribe/crew, I'm used to saying tribe from Magic, is 7 Warlords of the Sea. It's circled at the bottom. Keep in mind where this is located. It's super important for the deck. And of course, the bulk of the text is his ability. In this part of the video, we will be examining the leader's ability. So Dawn times 2, that means that for this ability to work, you need to have at least 2 Dawn cards under your leader. When he attacks, you pay 1 Dawn, so in total you're using 3 Dawn for this ability. Reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If it's a 7 Warlords of the Sea type character card with a cost 4 or less, you may play it rested. That's his ability, that's the main gimmick. You are manipulating the top of your deck so that you can hit 7 Warlords of the Sea cards, which cost 4 or less, and then just cheat them in. So you're basically cheating them in for 1 less Dawn. When your leader attacks, you need to have 2 Dawn under him before he attacks, and then you pay 1 and then you get to do this. Let's examine this a bit deeper. This is how your ability works in practice. So let's say you use it and you reveal Law. Okay, Law costs 1, that's fine, that's perfect. And he's a character card, which is the only types of cards that you can hit with this, amazing. And he has the corresponding crew, 7 Warlords of the Sea. So if you reveal Law from the top of your deck, you can play him in rest mode, amazing. But for example, this other character doesn't have the 7 Warlords of the Sea tag under him. He has a completely different tag, despite costing 4, and being a character. So if you reveal this one, or any other character with a different crew tag, so anything, let's say Straw Hats, for example, or Heart Pirates, just Heart Pirates, you cannot play this character. So just keep that in mind, because you will be playing some characters that don't have 7 Warlords of the Sea in your deck. So keep this in mind when you're manipulating the top of your deck. Another important thing to keep in mind is that this ability only works with characters. So, for example, let's say that you have revealed Desert Spada. Desert Spada costs 1, which is okay. It has the 7 Warlords of the Sea tag, which is also one of our conditions, so that's also okay. But it's an event card, it's not a character, so you just cannot play it. If that's the top card of your deck, the effect does nothing. Similar with Thousand Sunny, which I just took as an example of a stage card. If you reveal a stage card, even if it has the correct cost and the correct pirate crew, you still cannot play it with this effect because it's a stage card. So keep this in mind, especially with Desert Spada. Don't make the mistake of putting it on top and thinking, okay, I can play it now. Just keep this in mind, you can only target characters. Finally, let's talk about Dawn times 2 and when attacking pay 1. So this is important to keep in mind, especially if you're just coming into the game. You can mess this up, so please keep this in mind. Dawn times 2 means that you need to have at least 2 Dawn under your leader to use this ability. However, you must assign 2 active Dawn to your leader before you attack. That's how it works. You need to assign it before you attack. You cannot attack assigned 2. Like, Dawn doesn't work that way. So you need to assign 2 before you attack. Then, in addition to that, you need to have 1 Dawn in active and pay 1 when you are attacking. So this only works during the attack, of course. So in total, you need to have 3 active Dawn to use this ability. And only then do you get to look at the top card, reveal it, and then if it's a warlord, you get to play it. Here is an example of how this works in practice. Let's say that you have 3 Dawn in active mode. So you start your turn and you say like, okay, I need the Dawn times 2. You pick 2 Dawn, you put them under your leader. He gets plus 2000. So when you attack with him, he's a 7000 attacker because Dawn gives plus 1000 to every card that it's assigned to. So you're attacking and then you pay 1. You pay with your last active Dawn. You reveal the top card of your deck. And let's say like it's a Mihawk. Let's say it's a Mihawk. Okay. And then he costs 4. He's a warlord. And that's basically what you need. You get to play him in rest mode. And that's it. That's how this works in practice. Now that you know how our leader works, let's talk about setting it up. Let's talk about manipulating our top deck so that we can ensure that we always hit what we want. It is extremely important to set up the ability properly. We cannot afford to miss with our leader's ability, so we need ways to make sure that we can do that. And I just showed you ways. It's Perona, it's another Doflamingo, and it is the Desert Spada. Those 3 cards help us manipulate the top of our deck. These effects are insanely powerful because not only do they provide us with a way to manipulate the top of our deck, they also provide us with information. We know what's going to happen in the next few following turns. Let's look at an example. Here is how this works in practice. So we pay 1 to play Perona. Perona says, look at top 5, rearrange them however you like, and then just place them either at the top or at the bottom of your deck. Let's say that Boa is in those top 5, and we're like, okay, we want to play Boa. We put Boa as the first card, and then we arrange the rest however we want to. So it's at the top of our deck. Now we know, okay, Boa is at the top. Then we do like Dawn 2, put 2 Dawn under our leader, attack, pay 1 Dawn, and reveal the top card of our deck. The top card is now Boa, because that's how we set it up with Perona. Because Boa is a warlord, a character card, and it costs 4 or less, we get to play her. Now don't skip this part of the video, this is super important. This is the most important information in the entire video. You can only place 5 cards either at the top or at the bottom. So you can arrange them, you can rearrange them however you like, but you can't mix where they go. Either all of them go to the top or all of them go to the bottom. Yeah, that's the big thing that you need to keep in mind. So you can still rearrange the order however you like, but you need to commit to either the top or the bottom. Take card drawing into account. So let's say that you're playing Perona on turn 1, and let's say that you want to play Boa. Boa needs to be the second card because you will be drawing the first card at the start of your turn. You need to keep this in mind, it's very easy to make such a crucial mistake. Just to illustrate, this is what I'm talking about. So you pay 1 Dawn to play Perona, and then you look at top 5, and let's say there you have Desert Spada and Boa. You want to play Boa. You put Boa as the second card and Desert Spada as the first card, because when you start your next turn, you will be drawing 1. This is a mandatory draw. So you will be drawing this way into your Desert Spada, and when you use Doflamingo's effect, you will be revealing Boa. If you make the mistake of putting Boa first, you will just draw into it, and then you wasted your Doflamingo's effect. So keep card to draw in mind. Now we have 2 pieces of tech that we will be going over, Gecko MORIA and Teach. Gecko MORIA is here to recycle Perona, and Teach is amazing. Teach just closes games. Starting with MORIA, MORIA costs 4, and MORIA is a warlord, so you can cheat this card in with Doflamingo. The reason why you're running this card is because you can only run 4 copies of Perona in your deck. And since she is a crucial card in the deck for setting up the top 5, you need a way to get this card back into your hand. Well, you can just cheat in MORIA, and MORIA can target Perona from your drop area. The drop area is called trash in this deck, and then you just put Perona back into your hand, and then you can just pay 1, play Perona, set up the top 5 again. This is basically how you recycle the card. For securing wins, we have Teach. Teach is super satisfying when it works because like this ability is just on play, bounce a card that costs 3 or less, a character that costs 3 or less, back to your opponent's hand. You can use this along with your leader's ability to prevent your opponent from blocking your attacks. You can actually bounce blockers back into your opponent's hand before they get a chance to block. This is how it works. Okay, so you pay 1 to play Perona, you look at top 5. So like, okay, Teach is there. Put Teach at the top of your deck, put the rest however you like. Then Dawn 2, choose 2 active Dawn, place them under your leader. Then you are attacking for 7,000, you pay 1 Dawn to reveal the top card of your deck. Top card is Teach. Teach is played, his own play activates, allowing you to choose your opponent's blocker and then just bounce the blocker back into your hand. And now you're just swinging for the game. Finally, we have some boss monsters, some big boys here. These are your big attackers. They cost a lot, like 9 Dawn and 7 Dawn, but they have a cool on-play ability, which is basically Teach's ability. They can bounce something back. They can bounce bigger things, because they can bounce character cards that cost 7 or less. So if your opponent has a very big blocker, you can just remove it with these cards. That makes them super strong. You can't cheat them in. Keep this in mind because they cost too much. They need to cost 4 or less. So you can't cheat them in, but using cards like Doflamingo or Perona, you can look at the top 5 cards and you can set them up. You can plan in advance, like, okay, not this turn, but next turn I'll have enough Dawn and I will go for the kill. So I'm just going to put this like second card from the top, and that's how we're gonna do it. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's conclude the video with a brief summary. So this deck is extremely powerful. It's super powerful, but it isn't the easiest deck to pilot properly. You need to take a lot of things into consideration. Whenever you set up the top 5 cards of your deck, you're effectively planning multiple turns in advance. So you know, like, okay, let's say you don't have the Dawn to use your leader's ability immediately. So you're going, okay, first card is the first that I draw. Then let's say I want to play the second. Okay, I'm playing the second. Then the third card is the next to draw, and then the fourth card is this. So you're basically planning 2 turns in advance, 2.5 turns in advance. That's what you're doing when you look at the top 5. So you need to keep this in mind. Mastering how to order the top 5 cards of your deck and planning a few turns in advance is the key to winning with this deck. Outside of the cards that I have shown you, there is some room for customization depending on the matchup. So it's not a super tight engine. There is still some room for customization. We will go over decks later in January once our friends at Deck Planet set up their website, but for now the cards that I have shown you are some of the key cards of the deck, but keep in mind you can customize it. That's basically it. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below, will you be giving Doflamingo a try? Are you excited to play this deck? Are you perhaps already playing this deck? Let me know in the comments. I read all of the comments, I try to respond to everything, I love our little community, and let me know, how do you feel about One Piece content? We usually just do Dragon Ball here, we are just starting to cover One Piece with this video, and we will be having more how to play guides like this one on the channel pretty soon. So if you're here for One Piece, you know what to expect. Yeah, that's basically it. But guys, hit that like and subscribe button and help us get to 3,000 subs by the end of March. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.